Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica, and this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. It is 1:32 a.m. in the morning on April 30th, and you know what? I don't know why I'm up this late. This is so old school, been kicking it old school, but today I want to talk to you guys about a way to shift your marketing, back to, working on getting ourselves out to clients one-to-one, as opposed to putting all our eggs in the platforms. Now, don't get me wrong. I am heavily in the platforms, as you know, like with Fiverr and VoiceRealm and Voice Jungle and, all these different places that I do a lot of work on ACX. But, now, I've worked so heavily on helping people with those platforms. I think there is some time to also talk about, moving forward with doing some work on marketing yourself through social media. And, I posted a video on YouTube about it today, but I'd love to talk to you more here about some techniques and methods that I have that you could use to really, grow your business and hopefully get an opportunity to do some things to go viral. And I also have a story for you that was really inspiring. All right, let's do it.
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
Okay, so I know that was a long introduction, and you might be like saying, I have no idea what that guy's going to talk about. But what I'm going to talk about is helping you with your marketing on social media, and a great way to utilize what social media is known for, and that is connecting. Right? I mean, that's what social media is all about, is connecting with other people. And you have to remember, all of the brands, the companies, the businesses that we want to work for, they are run by, right? We all know this, people. So our job then is to connect with the people. Now, I know you might think, okay, I get that, Anthony. That's no duh. So what are you talking about? So what I'm going to lay out for you tonight on this podcast is how to go about focusing your efforts on social media like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and the even sites like that you might not even be on yet. Okay, what is it? TikTok. I'm sorry, I think TikTok. All right, even sites like TikTok. There is a very valuable tool that we can use, and that is the @ symbol. I hope I didn't let you down with that revelation, but I think it's worth diving into because this is actually one of the most underutilized things that you can do. And you are one retweet, one message, one view away from landing massive clients. Okay, and let me lay out what I'm talking about. So today in my YouTube video, I actually showed a step-by-step process that I use to get copy for a sample. I record the sample. I edited it and mastered it. Then I showed how I made the picture. I made it into an MP4 using Headliner, and all, basically except for Adobe Audition, everything was free, right? So, and then I showed how I posted that online and the thought process behind the hashtags and the @ symbols I used. And in this particular situation, I used the at symbol. It was a BMW spot. All right, it was just a sample spot that I did for BMW, and it was also, BMW also has this hashtag going around that they're promoting, which is "Stay Home," which most people are, or "Stay Safe" rather, and that's on their site. And then of course, the "Stay at Home" hashtag is very big right now. So what I did is I simply used the MP4 that I created of the sample, which was like an 18-second sample I made, okay, of just copy. And if you watch that YouTube video, it'll blow your mind. It's probably one of the most of all the videos I've done. That one really is valuable in the sense that it shows how to do something that will unlock unlimited amount of content and copy for you. Anyways, the point is that I posted that MP3, but what the important part of is that I put at BMW. So what that means is that shows up in BMW's timeline. Okay. Now other people can't see it on BMW's timeline unless BMW retweets it, right? Now they can see it on your timeline, but if they retweet it, it will show up in their timeline to all the people that see it. And also, I used a couple hashtags that related to what the spot was about, as well as what BMW was promoting. And I put the spot there. And the idea was it was a free sample of a promotion of what BMW was doing. It was simple. I used it from their the copy from their website. And if they see that and they retweet that, or they like it, or they interact with it, the amount of interaction from other people and what other people will see my voiceover is exactly what all of us are going for. We want to be seen. Don't ever forget the 3 main rules of doing business online. First, you have to be found. You have to be seen, right? Whether it's an algorithm, whether it's in Google, whether it's on social media, you got to be seen. If you're not seen, nobody's going to know you exist. Okay? All right? You are invisible. 2, once you are seen, you've got to be enticing enough for someone to click on you. In my case, right, to be seen, I actually use the at symbol at BMW, and I use some hashtags. Okay? Second, I used a really cool free picture from Pixabay that I got. It was really nice BMW like steering wheel, and it was a nice picture, and I put some really cool copy on it. And also I had a waveform. I actually found these using that free app, headliner.app. If you haven't used that before, even though it says app, it's a website, headliner.app. You can make 10 free videos a month on that site. You can actually pay for more, but the more important thing about that site is that it creates videos for social media or whatever, but it'll also allows you to seamlessly add wave files, the ones that move and stuff as you speak to it, and it just looks nice and clean. It's really awesome and super simple to do. Okay, so you've got that. So I also did that. So that was how that's what the second part is, right? Which is once you are seen, the second part is you have to make something enticing enough for people to click on. That was my enticement for them to click on, was to check that out. The third part is if they click on that, okay, and they listen to that or whatever, that there's going to be somewhere really cool for them to go to, and when they go there, it's appealing and interesting enough for them to buy. So in that, I also dropped my website address. In case someone was interested in hearing more about what I can do, I put my website address. And now listen, the likelihood that BMW would retweet what I did, right, very small. But I want to tell you a really cool story about somebody who did something exactly what I'm talking about. And they did this on Instagram. This was a voice actor, and they basically, it was a shaving company. Not like Gillette, but it was like a men's shaving company, the ones who, really focus in on men and their beards and stuff. But anyways, a pretty high profile company. And this guy took footage from their site, okay? And he basically took copy from their site, put it together, made a video, a short 60-second video of him of this site, and he tagged them. He put the @ and then he tagged them on Instagram. They saw it. They loved it so much, they actually hired him to do they hired him to do the voiceover and paid for an incredible like professional spot and hired him to be the voiceover artist, all from the video that he did. He's not union, he was nothing. It was just because of the fact that he took initiative, put something together. He tagged them. They saw it, they liked it, and it blew up, and he became their spokesperson or their voiceover guy by simply putting together a video that took him. It could have, now listen, I put something together in literally under 15 minutes, and it probably would have taken me less time to do it if I had not been narrating and showing people what to do. Okay. It doesn't take a long time once you know the process. And by the way, if you want to learn that process, again, go to my YouTube channel, VO's Journey, and check out that latest ad. You know what I'll do? I'll also link the video in this podcast. But the point is to all this is that this is a great way for you to actually market on social media now in a manner in which is not salesy. You're not selling stuff. You're putting out really cool samples, because you know me, I'm always preaching about putting out samples. You're putting out really cool samples, but in order to get people's attention, you're using the @ whatever company that you're putting out a sample for, okay? And remember, you're doing this for multiple reasons. One, yes, the ideal situation is for you to get that company to recognize you, retweet you, like you, share it, you know what I mean? Put it in their story if they're on Instagram or something, that's fine. But you're also doing it because so many other people are also going to see it who you also use hashtags, right? That go with it. And other people from other companies will see it. They will like it. All right. They will contact you. Now, I linked my website. If you don't have a website, or you want to link like your Fiverr account or your voices.com account, or, your Voice123 or your Upwork or whatever account you want to link, if you don't have a voiceover website, then you can do that too. I recommend you get a website if you're going to be doing this sort of thing, but you don't have to start. Okay. But the point is that this method is it's so underutilized because we think that we can't make a difference for these large companies. Like we have to go through some sort of huge studio or massive system in order to get these companies' attention. In reality, this is where the companies are hanging out, because the companies are run by people, and people are the ones who are using those accounts. Right? I mean, who do you think posts on BMW? It's a person. You know what I mean? It's a team of people, but it's people. They follow the accounts. That's their job. So they're people like everybody else. Now, depending on what the company's policy is, they might be more interactive than others. And of course, the larger the company is, it won't be as interactive. But the point that I'm making is you can do this for hundreds and thousands of businesses. You have an endless supply. And even if all of us that listen to this podcast go out and do it, you would still not even know we were doing it. But the businesses that we target, the chance that they see it and that other people see it is tremendous. And by the way, it also allows you to create samples to post on sites like like VoiceRealm, or excuse me, like sites like Fiverr. I love to post my samples on, voices.com or Voice123, because, you can post a lot of samples on there. But I also love to post samples on different social platforms, put them on different places on Fiverr. If there's, I do videos, you can put videos in different places. Like this is how you do it, and you do it consistently. And what you will find is that these sites, these people will see you. They will see you. And I'm telling you, all you are is one retweet, one story share away from, your stuff going viral and a company deciding to use you to work with. Okay? It is worth the time of 15 and 20 minutes a day to put out a sample. And again, check out that YouTube video. Okay? The YouTube video is called like how to make an epic voiceover sample. Okay? And it's on VOsJourney.com, but it really is a great video. And this is a great method that you can use to market. It really is life-changing, okay? Again, a couple things here. You are tagging the people, meaning like you are putting the @ symbol at their name, at their company, okay? And it will usually pop up or show you if that's viable, like they have that on there. Then you are going to do a couple hashtags that relate to the company or what your voiceover is saying. Okay. You're going to have a really awesome picture, a free picture that you can get from, I use Pixabay. All right. It's Pixabay. It's all laid out in that video. But anyways, I just wanted to come on here and share that with you and to tell you that you can do this with all sorts of things. You can also do this with videos that you make of yourself talking or educational things or, audiobook trailers or whatever you do, you could target these things. You know what I mean? You want to get noticed as an audiobook author. As an audiobook narrator, start doing some samples of books, all right? And tagging these big, like you could tag authors, but you can also tag the actual production studios, or you could tag like Penguin Audio, or you could tag these different places too. And I promise you will get noticed. Now, you better make sure your stuff is good. Don't put up crappy stuff, right? Don't do crappy samples. Okay, they better be great, in which case, again, you need to, as we all know, we need to work on our craft and make sure we're doing a good job. But this is a great way to market your business and to get work. Listen, enough of that. It's a wonderful, it's so simple that it's just not used very much because it's so simple. But, but hopefully that story of that guy, really amazing results. It blew my mind. And, it's one of those things that many people do in the background and are successful with, but they don't share it, right? Because they don't want a bunch of people doing it. But, the funny thing is that I don't want you to be that person who doesn't do it. There's so many people, and I hate to say this, but there'll probably be a lot of people who listen to this that won't do it. They just won't. So that goes back to the inevitable point that every, that we all try to make, and we know inside, is that we can learn all of the things we need to learn to be successful. The question is, will you go out and do it? Will you go check out that video on YouTube? Will you, try it out and put it out there? And will you do it consistently for a year? I said it, a year. It's not enough for you to do it consistently for a week or a month or 2 months. That's not enough. You have to do it for a year. Now, listen, I'm going to ask you a question, honestly. This podcast and like me, just you, I don't know when you came across me. I don't know what year it was, but I want to ask you something. I started this podcast years ago. You might be someone who started listening to it years ago when I started, but I really doubt it. You know why? Because only a couple of people ever listened to my podcast when I first started. So it's quite different from the thousands of people that listen to my podcast now. Right? So I know that most people were not listening. And no one does, because you're first starting out. But my question to you is this: if I had started my podcast and it only went a couple of weeks, we wouldn't be here right now. And I guarantee you, I would not be here right now where I am. But the consistency over years, it matters, because most people won't do it. So all I'm telling you is that this method I'm telling you tonight or early this morning, this could change your voiceover business, but only if you consistently do it. And if you fall to the wayside, that's all right. Pick yourself back up and do it again. And if something doesn't work for you or it's not working, tweak it, make it, change it in some. But don't stop, don't give up, and don't throw the towel in after a week or a month or 6 months and say, this just doesn't work, right? It takes time. And another thing, like my YouTube channel has finally grown. I finally got to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm so thankful. Now it's actually growing a lot quicker than it has in the past, which I've heard that happens, right? But the thing is building up that steam, it takes time. Like I've made hundreds of videos now, right? And some of those first videos, nobody watched them. It takes time for all of this stuff to happen just because there's so much out there. Now, as I said in another video too, another thing I did, that, you can get by spending too much time by wisely spending money. But the challenge is usually the challenge with wisely spending money is that word wisely. You've got to be wise enough to know where to spend that money or you'll waste it. And to get wise, you got to spend time. So no matter what happens, I'm learning is it takes time. I think that's why we should do things that we love, because to be successful, it takes time. But when you love something, you're willing to put that time in because it's not a big deal. It's a love. I didn't say it was fun all the time, but I said it was a love. Anyways, listen, I think I digress some, but the point is that hopefully this method I talked to you tonight on the podcast really helps you and you give it a shot. Go watch the YouTube video and then please keep consistently doing it. Now, when I give you a tip like this, I want you to realize that this is just one small part of your overall marketing plan. This is one small part of your day. Does that make sense? You've got to keep working on everything else, on your platforms, on your other methods of advertising and selling. Okay, this is just another nice little leg that could take off for you and, again, eventually bring you in big bucks, big business. Okay? All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Again, if you get a chance and you like this, go ahead and leave a review over on iTunes. And if you haven't got a chance, head over to avosjourney.com. Check out there. I am a voiceover coach. I do voiceover coaching, voiceover business coaching as well. So if you are interested in voice acting coaching or voiceover business coaching, marketing, all that stuff, I can help out. I realize, and you know what? It's a good dose of humble pie. But I'm not important. I'm not. And, a lot of people have no idea what I do, and that's okay. And you might feel the same way. A lot of people have no idea what you do, but that's okay too. We don't need a lot of people to know what we do. We only need a really cool few. So remember that you don't need to get loads of business to be successful in voiceover. All you need to do, all right, to be successful is to get a few great clients, all right, and treat them like they are the greatest thing since sliced bread, because they are. And just like you listening to me, you are the greatest thing to me for listening, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Okay, so that's enough of me being sappy. That's enough of me taking your time. You have a wonderful, wonderful night. Have a great week. I will talk to you soon. All right, peace.